Hailing from the small town of Hurt, Virginia, Stacy Compton would begin his racing career in late models, at the local level, and in the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series throughout the Southeast. After compiling a total of 36 wins, he would go all in and take a shot at making his first start in the NASCAR Winston Cup Series at Martinsville in 1996. Earning a top 10 starting spot in that event and making a second start later that season, Compton would draw enough attention to earn a full-time ride in the Craftsman Truck Series with Impact Motorsports for 1997. Remaining with the team for the next 3 seasons, he would compile 2 wins, along with earning 1 top 5 and 2 top 10 points finishes. Moving back up to the Cup Series full-time for Melling Racing for the 2000 and 2001 seasons, he would notably earn the outside pole and claim a top 10 finish in the 2001 Daytona 500. He would also make his Busch Grand National Series debut for ST Motorsports that November in the season finale at Homestead Miami Speedway. Signing on to drive full-time for the team for the 2002 season, he would run solidly throughout the year. By the time teams pulled into Memphis Motorsports Park in late October, Compton had earned 2 top 5 and 8 top 10 finishes, including a second-place run at Talladega in the spring. After a lengthy rain delay would push back the festivities, Compton would line up in 8th after averaging 115.930 miles per hour around the 3/4-mile oval in qualifying.
From Memphis Motorsports Park, green flag is out. We're glad to have you with us.
Incidents involving Kenny Wallace, Ashton Lewis Jr., and Chad Chaffin would bring out the first caution on lap 12. Compton would retain the 8th position for the lap 18 restart after staying out under the yellow. He would fade slightly back to 11th place by the time Joe Buford and Clay Dale would tangle in turn 3 on lap 44, bringing out the second caution. While a few teams would take the opportunity to pit, Compton would stay out, lining up in 7th for the lap 51 restart. Randy LaJoie would make contact with Bobby Hamilton Jr. on lap 56, setting off an incident that would also collect Scott Riggs and Jay Sauter on the front stretch. With the race slowed for the 3rd time, the leaders along with Compton would take the opportunity to pit. After being the 5th car off of pit road, he would line up in 16th for the lap 62 restart. He would make his way up to 14th before debris from Scott Riggs' car would bring out the 4th caution on lap 72. Staying out under the yellow, he would retain his position for the restart on lap 78. Continuing to move forward, he would make his way up to 11th before Lowell Bennett, Richard Jarvis, and David Green would tangle in turn 4, bringing out the 5th caution of the day on lap 95. The majority of the leaders, including Compton, would stay out under the yellow. This would move him up into the 8th position for the lap 101 restart. Battling in the top 10 over the next run, he would reach as high as 7th before slightly fading back.
Battling with the 59 that holds down 7th right now, Stacy Compton getting used to Memphis. McMurray inside trying to pick up that spot from Compton.
Regan Smith and Kevin Grubb would crash in separate incidents on lap 120, slowing the race for the 6th time. Pitting under the caution, Compton would line up in 17th for the lap 129 restart. Moving forward over the next run, he would get around Shane Meal to re-enter the top 10 on lap 148. Continuing to gain ground, he would make his way up to 9th before Meal would get into Larry Gunselman entering turn 1 on lap 154, bringing out the 7th caution. The lead lap cars that hadn't pitted under the previous caution would come in this time. Staying out, Compton would restart from 2nd on lap 160.
With the pit stops completed, this puts Wimmer back out front. And we get to watch Greg Biffle fight his way back through the field again. He'll be 12th after making his final pit stop.
The red, white, and blue car, number 59 there, Stacy Compton, is running in 2nd. And he's got a good run going right now. He's pulled right up onto the bumper of Wimmer.
Taking over the top spot from Scott Wimmer on lap 163.
Yeah, if Scott can keep moving, look at Stacy Compton putting the move on him right now. Stacy's a little quicker.
Yeah, no sense in worrying about Biffle when you got Compton crawling all over you right now.
That's right, and it's so good to see Stacy Compton running well here. He has had a terrible year on the short tracks. His average finish short tracks this year is 23.2. That's what this man did. That's how he got to where he is. He was a great short track racer. They've had nothing but trouble. It's good to see Stacy running well.
Compton taking the lead as they come off of turn 2.
Chevrolet and a Pontiac up front right now. So the Chevy deal still working.
Before Stacy even got into NASCAR, he was a tremendous go-kart racer, won 10 kart championships and more than 150 victories in some 9 years.
Yeah, this Stacy, of course, went on and ran in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series for a while. Very successful there. Raced A.J. Fort's Pontiac earlier this year in the NASCAR Wisdom Cup Series. Was doing double duty. And he left that ride. He's concentrated on his Busch Series ride. Looks like it's paying off today. I'm telling you, if there's a team out there that needs a win, it is these guys.
Compton holding the line, and Wimmer seems to be content to just follow him here for right now. Here comes Biffle up through the field. Stacy Compton just trying to win the race here today, leading the Samstown 250, and the kicks. Oh, and Foyt is around in the 14.
No caution.
Larry Foyt spins the Harris 14, and we stay green. Compton continues to lead.
Remaining out front for 15 laps before Wimmer got back around. He would fade to 6th before Lowell Bennett would get into leader Greg Biffle in turn 1, slowing the race for the 8th time on lap 204. Pitting under the yellow, he would line up in 13th for the lap 211 restart. He would make his way up to 10th before the 9th caution of the day would come out on lap 219 after Larry Gunselman would fall off the pace, having hit the wall on the previous lap. Staying out under the yellow, he would take the green from 10th on lap 225.
There's Stacy Compton on the backside of Jack Sprague. Sprague is deep in the field, a lap down in 21st. And Compton trying to get around him, but Stacy runs in 7th. He's trying to catch Jamie McMurray.
Fighting his way up to 7th before Hank Parker Jr. would turn David Ruderman and trigger a 7-car pileup exiting turn 4 on lap 231. Gaining a spot in the carnage, he would restart from 6th on lap 243. Battling for 5th with Jamie McMurray on the ensuing laps, he would narrowly avoid a spinning Johnny Sauter in turn 1 on lap 245 as the 11th and final caution of the day would come out. Restarting from 4th on lap 249 for the green-white checkered finish, he would slice his way up to 2nd and continue to charge before running out of time and coming up just short, crossing the line 523 thousandths of a second behind Wimmer.
Boy, he's trying to get just inside of him. Here comes Jamie McMurray down the backstretch. That'll help Wimmer. Contact as they go through 3 and 4. McMurray gets into 2nd. Compton tries to come with him. He'll go to 2nd. Meanwhile, Wimmer is pulling away. Scott Wimmer down the back straightaway as a battle for 2nd rages on. It'll be his 2nd career NASCAR Busch Series victory, his 2nd win in 2002.
Finishing 2nd in the series twice more, including a few weeks later at Phoenix Raceway and again at Pikes Peak in 2004, Compton would run full-time through the 2006 season, earning an additional 8 top 5 and 23 top 10 finishes. A force during the formative years of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, who showed speed across the highest levels of stock car racing, Stacy Compton was a threat to win on multiple occasions in the Busch Grand National Series, and on one Sunday, especially in the fall of 2002, he nearly took home the checkers.